Joining me now is Tyler O'Neill, the managing editor for the Daily Signal. Tyler, there are a lot of moving parts right now. We know there's a gunman on the loose somewhere, an assassin is on the loose. And the more information we get, the more disturbing this situation is. It's becoming very clear that Charlie Kirk was targeted here in this attack.
Yeah, our hearts absolutely go out to Charlie Kirk's family, to all of those who work with Turning Point USA, to everyone who was touched by Charlie Kirk's courageous arguments that he made on campuses across this country. I think, as President Trump is ordering that flags be flown at half-staff, that is a very fitting tribute to a man who has touched so many lives with so much of his brave conservative arguments, going toe-to-toe with liberals, making reasoned arguments and debate. And he has so horrifically, tragically been silenced forever by someone who came with a gun to respond to his reasoned arguments with hatred and violence. And I think this is an important time where we have to note, in May, the Southern Poverty Law Center put Turning Point USA, Charlie Kirk's organization, on a hate map with chapters of the Ku Klux Klan. And this attack, as I wrote in my book, Making Hate Pay, The Corruption of the Southern Poverty Law Center, this is not the first time that somebody who was put on that hate map was targeted for violence in a shooting. The first time was in 2012 when the Family Research Council was targeted by a convicted terrorist for a mass shooting there. And he planned to shoot everyone in the building and smear a Chick-fil-A sandwich in their faces. And he said he found the Family Research Council on the SPLC's hate map. And so we don't know what the motivation of this shooter was. I do have to say, and I think it's important to say, the Southern Poverty Law Center condemned the shooting of Charlie Kirk. They came out with a statement saying political violence is never acceptable.
You know what? That's
but at
BS.
The same time,
you know what?
Yeah.
That's a load of crap right there. Hold on, Tyler. That is a load of crap. Those people have put targets on every single conservative out there, including this guy you're talking to right here. And I'm sorry, that is a load of crap. They need to be held responsible because their vitriol, their hatred is being used by these terrorists to go out there and target our friends, Tyler, including, and you mentioned, the Family Research Council. I'm just sick of this, and it's got to come to a stop. It's got to.
And we saw Steve Scalise. The SPLC had repeatedly gone after Steve Scalise, and then he got shot in that horrific 2017 congressional baseball game practice shooting. I think, there is a long track record, but at the same time, as a journalist, I think it's important to say the SPLC condemned these attacks. I do, I agree with you. I think it's very important that we say, look, the SPLC has been putting people, and by the way, they've said repeatedly, if you're on that map, that you are part of the infrastructure upholding white supremacy in the United States. I mean, it's clear what they're trying to do, and every time someone sues them for defamation, they try to wiggle out of it. They say, oh, this is just protected speech. Nobody takes us seriously. This is just opinion. We're not stating facts. Right now, there's a really important defamation lawsuit from another man who unfortunately has also passed away, but his organization, the Dustin Inman Society, still exists. They're suing the SPLC for defamation. And the SPLC, I don't think they'll be able to wiggle out of it this time.
All right, Tyler, we're going to have to leave it there. Thank you for coming on today. Appreciate your comments.
Thanks again for having me.